Madam President, distinguished colleagues, friends. Above all, I would like to express heartfelt gratitude to our Ecuadorian colleagues for the warm hospitality and outstanding organization of the forum. I believe that the presidency of Ecuador and APPF is a foreign policy success of Ecuador and Ecuadorian parliamentary diplomacy, and is a testimony of high international authority of Ecuador and Ecuadorian parliamentarians. Since the previous 22nd session of APPF in Puerto Vallarta, the situation in the world has been turbulent. Obviously, that international relations are going through very hard times. The creation of a new polycentric world order, which is strongly opposed by the advocates of a unipolar world, is underway. This process is very often accompanied, if not by global clashes, but a number of local conflicts which pose a challenge to the world security and capable of triggering off military and political tension. And this tendency persists in ADR. The current systemic crisis of global and regional security is related to the efforts to rule the world from one sole center, with democratic principles of international law enshrined in the UN Charter are being eroded, with total control over mass media distorting and that leads to distorting and manipulating information when needed. The current events reaffirm the necessity of strengthening a new polycentric world order, which is in line with post-Cold War realities. The dominance of one single center does not lead to stability and security. The emergence of new hotspots on the world map, terrorism, including cyber-terrorism and sophisticated financial and economic crime, including the trans-border crime, pose a real threat to national security and to the democracy and the respect for the rule of law. The role of Asia-Pacific region is continuously growing. ATR is building up its weight as an independent political and economic force in the global arena. It is undoubtedly that the increasing role of our region and world affairs is becoming one of the most important vectors of development of international relations. Hence, the high responsibility of the countries of the region for the destiny of the world peace. For Russia, interaction with ATR is a strategic direction, unshattered priority of our foreign policy. It is not a mere posture, it is our long-term strategy, and we're determined to do everything in order to develop multi-level bilateral and multilateral cooperation. Being an integral part of ATR, Russia is keenly interested in making the region the arena of constructive interaction, but not the place for confrontation and contest. And we believe it is the main precondition for sustainable economic development of our countries. Therefore, it is critical for us to develop single rules of the game for all countries of the regions, and they should be based on the following pillars: indivisibility of security, the rule of international law, peaceful resolution of conflicts, non-application of force or threat of force. And these relations should be built on the balance of interests and mutual respect and equity or equality. It is exactly equality, but not diktat or hegemonism or exclusiveness. This topic has already been raised during the events of annual meetings of APPF, particularly in Vladivostok in 2013 and last year in Puerto Vallarta. We're convinced convinced that the development by the parliamentarians of the region's common approach to the issues of ensuring regional security will contribute to strengthening of understanding and confidence between countries of Asia-Pacific region. In practical terms, it means that we have to develop multilateral dialogue and create a new architecture of security in our region. And this initiative was launched in 2013 within the framework of East Asian Summit. I would like to remind you that 3 rounds of consultations have been held on these issues. The participants of these consultations reaffirmed their readiness to take further actions in the sphere of security on the basis of mutual respect, cooperation, and consensus. And the summit, East Asian Summit, which took place in Myanmar in November 2014, gave a concerted support of the idea of further promotion of this process. I would like to underscore that that our ultimate goal is to develop a comprehensive and legally binding treaty on security and cooperation and ATR. In a contemporary world, the notion of security has a multifaceted nature. Apart from other aspects, it includes the whole range of economic, social, humanitarian, information, and other issues. And our international security is only effective when terrorism, drug trafficking, cybercrime, financial economic machinations are opposed. And we're very much concerned about the growth of extremism, intolerance, xenophobia, discrimination, and we're concerned about the growth of neo-Nazism. And we should confront these challenges to security. And today we have to strengthen our comprehensive strategic partnership within the region, and we believe that the forthcoming presidency of Russia in the Shanghai Organization of Cooperation and in BRICS this year, and Russian city of Ufa in Bashkortostan will host the summits of SCO and BRICS in summer 2015. For us parliamentarians, it is obvious that in international context, the role of parliamentarian cooperation is growing, and we should develop the consensus, a broad consensus, and develop rational comprehensive approaches to new problems. We believe that national parliaments should take upon more responsibility in order to timely and firmly confront the above-mentioned threats and challenges. We're convinced that our forum should act more energetically and be more persistent and persuasive when it comes to the world peace and international security. And we call upon our parliamentarian partners to take this process under everyday control, and we should exchange best practices to this regard. We believe that it will allow parliamentarism to reaffirm its role as one of the key factors of the modern society and international cooperation on the whole. Proceeding from that, the Russian delegation has introduced the draft resolution policy and security in ATR, and we call upon the members of the meeting to support this draft resolution. And another thing to mention, the 70th anniversary of victory over the fascist Germany and militarist Japan. One of the outcomes of this victory, historical victory, was the creation of the United Nations Organization, on which all peoples of the world place their aspirations for international peace and security. We have developed the whole range of anniversary events, and we believe the parliaments of other ATR countries can make their contributions in holding such kind of events. And I believe that it would be right if the parliaments of ATR regions took upon their patronage the organizations of such anniversary events, including conferences, roundtables, workshops, and veterans meetings. And it's very much critical to engage the youth, school children, students who badly need historical truth and vaccine against neo-Nazism, fascism, which are raising heads again in many countries of the world and pose a real threat to security. And of course, we should pay tribute to those who sacrificed their lives for the sake of freedom of our peoples. And in conclusion, I would like to say that APPF has become a very much authoritative and powerful platform. And in conclusion, I would like to convey our appreciations to Mr. Nakasone, who is the founding father of APPF. And I would like to congratulate all the participants to the forum with the new year, and I would like to wish you good health, prosperity, and all the success in your responsible activity for the benefit of your countries and peoples, for the sake of peace in the world. Thank you for your attention.